said, okay, Texas, if you want this money, expand your program, get bigger government. And we said, no, thank you. And I think you'll hear states and governors standing up and saying no to this type of an encroachment on the states with their health care.
I've tried to get on Obamacare on the computer, register 2 or 3 times. I keep getting kicked back out. Haven't been able to complete the process yet. My job that I do is mowing lawns. I work for a landscape company, landscape maintenance, and how this all started was I was mowing, and one day I had already noticed the spot on my head, which is right here, but I didn't know what it was, and at that time it didn't look that bad. I thought it might have been a blister or maybe something else, bug bite or something. And then I was out mowing one day, and we do a dermatologist yard. That's what he does for a living. Anyway, he noticed this spot on my head from about 2 feet away. He asked if he could look at it. And I said, sure, I've been wondering about that, what that could be. And when he looked at it, he said, how long has that been there? And at that time, it had been there approximately 6 weeks. And he said, only 6 weeks? And I said, yes, sir. And he said, well, I'm a dermatologist. I've been in this 31 years. And my professional opinion is that that is a melanoma and that you should have it seen at once and get that burned off your head. So this is when I told him that I did not have insurance and that I didn't make a whole lot of money, and he told me that I should probably go to Parkland in Dallas since I was a Dallas County resident. In his personal opinion, he told me that something that aggressive growing that quickly and on the side of my head, that this stuff can be linked directly to brain cancer, other cancers. If it got into my bloodstream, that it could spread anywhere from my pancreas to my lymph nodes to my liver, all through my body into my bones. He said that that was very possible. The dermatologist suggested that I have it cut off my head at once and have a biopsy done on it. So I decided to go to Parkland Hospital and try and get something done there. First day I got there about 9 o'clock, and I was told that I had to get an employment verification form from my boss, so I spent the rest of the day doing that. About approximately 3 o'clock I showed back up at Parkland, and they told me that they couldn't help me that day, that I'd have to come back very, very early the next day. So the next morning I was up by 5:30. I left house at 6:15, was there by 6:30. By 7 o'clock, the business office opened up, and there was about 25 people ahead of me at that point, and a good 50 behind me. We went in there. They took us one by one, set us down. We're asked questions and told to fill out some paperwork, and that they would decide, depending on income, whether or not they could help me. Well, when I got called in, I talked to a very nice lady. She was able to process me through. I sat through all that process, and they sent me over there to the emergency at the new Parkland. Went over there and sat the complete whole day, was taken to a dermatology clinic, and was seen by a nurse practitioner. She came in and looked at it for about 2 minutes after waiting 4.5 hours for it. It was about a 2-minute process. The nurse practitioner, I believe, did not take it serious at all. She made a comment that there was no way that it could grow that big in 6 weeks, that what was on my head had to have been there longer than that, which 6 weeks is exactly at that time that she saw me, was the time that had elapsed. You know, I heard the comment outside the door when she shut the door that, oh, there's no way, ha ha ha, that this could have grown in 6 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since then, almost 2 weeks since then. So I'm going on my 8th week now with this on my head. Probably about 30 minutes later, 45 minutes later, I was discharged out on the street with nothing done. And then they told me that I had to call within 48 hours to set up an appointment for an outpatient clinic. After waiting the first time I called for about an hour and 20 minutes, nobody had picked up, kept hearing a recording. I gave up until about 4 o'clock that afternoon, finally got through, set an appointment, and they told me that they would call me back within 7 days with my appointment. 4 days later, they called me and told me that I was set up for an appointment, that I was registered, and that it would be October 23rd before they could see me. That's approximately 6 weeks from now. With this spot on my head growing rather rapidly, when I first went in about 2 weeks ago, it was about the size of a dime. Now it's the size of a nickel in just 2 weeks, not even a full 2 weeks yet. So I'm very concerned about it. I feel like October 23rd is entirely way too far down the line, especially for what seems to be an aggressive, growing and ever-changing melanoma. It started off almost clear and a little red. Now it's almost turned black. And like I say, it's grown from a dime size to a nickel. And it concerns me that people didn't seem to take me serious about the timetable on this, didn't seem to take me serious about the seriousness of this thing. This could possibly be my life in danger. Could be a life and death thing. I am 54, soon to be 55 years old. I feel like I have many more years in me. I take good care of my body. I eat well. I take vitamins, minerals every day. I exercise 5 days a week religiously. I do lots of walking, so I am in very good physical condition for 54, almost 55 years old. So I have prided myself on that, and I just believe that when something so abnormal pops up, that people should be a little more concerned, and being in the healthcare business, which saving lives and helping people is their business, they should do just that and put their opinions and personal feelings aside to help people. It's just, to me, it's a messed up thing. I believe everybody should have the right to medical care, no matter who they are, if they live in the United States.